They begin.
Eliana, we were kind of hoping yesterday that something would go wrong and you would embarrass yourself so we could have something to talk about and, well, embarrass you with at the party later.
However, much to no one's surprise, you were just incredibly amazing, boldly confident and stunningly prepared.
Way!
You blew us all away and were completely the standout star of the show.
There's no better way to celebrate you than this spectacular party that you deserve so much and encapsulates you so well.
Well, it was quite a struggle for Ellie to decide on the theme for this evening. For a while, she was quite adamant that her party would just exist as a carbon copy of ours. For truly, they were far more superior and classy than a party could ever be. We had perfected the craft.
However, while watching a currently undisclosed song in a currently undisclosed film, it finally dawned on her that her theme would be Under the Sea. But she definitely didn't want to be compared to the babyish Ariel from the childish Disney's Little Mermaid. She was more interested in Atlantis from the much more mature Disney's Atlantis.
It wasn't at all such a surprise. One of her favourite things to do at about 5 or 6 years old was to just sit and stare at the goldfish swimming around in our fish tank. You loved the fishies so much that their food consumption began at one point to veer towards dangerously fatal.
However, at this age, little Eliana hadn't quite grasped the relationship between the yummy fish fingers dipped in her favourite pink sauce and the adorable little guppies floating around in the corner of the room. Her fish and fishies were two completely different things. Trust me, the day that she found out was not pretty.
If you would take a look at the blossoming teenage Eliana now, you would have never have guessed that she was once a tiny little clueless baby. For Carmi and I, the day of her birth was a very special day.
We got to watch CDs in the morning.
For those of you who don't know, Eliana Ruth Gordon was born at home in the middle of the night.
The story begins at 6 when my alarm clock sounded very much like it was wildly malfunctioning. It sounded like it was a screaming baby. Of course, this alarm clock didn't wake up Harry. He, even then, if you can believe it, slept like a log. Coming to school, I was asked, so what's she like? How is your sister? And I remembered I answered with one single word. Purple. And if you would ask me what Eliana was like on Saturday morning, I would say incredibly mature and articulate with a rabbinical ease that is extremely unprecedented for her age.
Skip forward a couple of years to the pandemic, a time which affected Eliana deeply. She took the concept of lockdown to heart so intensely that every night she would cocoon herself inside a tent set up on her bed, a lockdown within a lockdown. A tradition she took for at least a year very seriously.
One struggle about sharing the same roof as Eliana is sharing the same sound waves as Eliana. Our household dinner must always be accompanied with an incredibly fitting soundtrack that should align with whatever the mood or food is.
The thing is though, each of us has quite a different idea about what fitting really means. Imagine you're just enjoying a quiet bowl of risotto accompanied by some beautifully soothing music. And then abruptly, Olivia Rodrigo blasts out and is suddenly being serenaded by a blood-sucking vampire. Eliana's music choices truly have to be seen, or I guess heard, to be believed.
And you know how cruelly and falsely compared us to the pharaohs on the Bible yesterday? Ooh. Well, it's not a rare occurrence to spot Ellie marching down literally to the dinner table to the tune of the Imperial March. So who's a dictator now?
Eliana, you were, you are, and you will always be an absolutely incredible human being. And it's clear everyone else here knows it too.
Look, we get it easy. Harry and I are allowed to call you our best sister, whereas you're not allowed to pick favourites. But it really is true. It's such a joy to have you as part of our family. I cannot imagine a life without you.
Love you so much.
You're amazing.
Mazel tov,
and have the best night
ever.
Well done, boys.